Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to this session on your BoldTrail. I know that your CRM of Choice series it's wrapping up this week. I believe we've got a few more sessions. And today's session, I'm very proud to bring you, is on the topic of some next level training with BoldTrail. We're always trying to show you some interesting ways to utilize your platform. And so today's topic is one that I think is really important because it really involves, a lot of the important proactive outreach that you'll be doing using this powerful platform known as BoldTrail. My name is Kelly Bajarski. I'm the Director of Training Systems here. Now, I am going to tell you something. My kids always joke. They say, Mom, you can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So I'm not going to be moderating the chat right now. But I promise if you put messages in the chat, as soon as we're done, I'm going to log into eXp World and that YouTube channel, and I'm going to check out those questions and respond accordingly. So for now, just keep up with me and come along for the ride. And let's talk about some next level training with BoldTrail. So, I always like to level set what the expectations are because, everybody wants to know, hey, what am I going to learn today? What is today's learning objectives? And really, they're pretty simple. I want to show you how you can create email and text templates that are really designed to help engage your contacts because, the real purpose of this proactive type of outreach or even reactive outreach is to start a conversation, right? So we want to be able to know not only how to do it, but really what does that mean? What kind of engaging content is going to be attractive enough to my clients to help start those conversations? And I also want to show you how some of the easy buttons in BoldTrail work. I mean, there are so many features within this platform. I always say it's kind of like it's like an onion. You peel back one layer and you get to another one. You get to another one and another one. There's just so many different ways that you can leverage all of these features together. And at the end of the day, sometimes you just want some easy buttons and you want a nice, easy to use checklist that's just going to walk you through step by step some of those features that's going to surface up some wins for you. And that is why we have playbooks, because those are designed to help streamline your marketing promotions. And I want to show you just how easy they are to use. There's ways that you can use them and use those same features and do them all on your own. You don't have to do them all together and you don't have to do them all at once. But I'm going to show you how easy the playbooks are. And then finally, I want you to remember this phrase, stop the search, okay? Because your best practices, the things that you do every day in your BoldTrail CRM, really all of that outreach is designed to do one thing. It's designed to stop the search, okay? And what that means is, when you're creating communications, whether it's an email, a text, a call template, they're very helpful for a lot of various reasons. It allows you to create templates that are used over and over again to create quick communications. It's a really great way to leverage your time through efficiency because you're sending out mass communications. Templates are great because you can access them through the mobile device. And you can also create templates that you might want to leverage in your smart campaigns. And all of these templates, especially emails and text templates, the content that you put them in them is just as meaningful as the template themselves because you want to stop their search. You want to create engaging content that is going to keep them engaged with you, keep them top of mind with you. Because remember, those top of the funnel leads, those leads that are especially just coming in from your website, for example, those leads are at the top of the funnel, that sales funnel. They're in that search and research phase, right? Those are the people that are probably searching on multiple websites. So the more meaningful outreach that you provide and engaging content that you can provide to help build trust, establish your local expertise, all those things that you're doing are going to enhance that consumer experience and help them stop the search so they no longer need to be searching with other people. So before we get into the how-tos of actually how to create those emails and text templates, let's talk about some best practices. because it's pretty simple when you're creating the templates. You're going to see how easy it is. We even have ChatGPT built into our smart assistant so that you can use AI to help craft these text messages and email templates. But you still want to make sure that you are setting them up so that you're grabbing their attention. That includes things like creating, dynamic or really engaging subject lines that you're using in your email templates. I personally find that like open-ended questions are a really great way to drive engagement. That's a great call to action, is by ending your text or your email with an open-ended question. You don't want to just go in making a declarative statement. You want to ask them open-ended questions. Like, what are the top 3 things that you need in your next home? Is it better for me to call you on Tuesday or Wednesday? What's the best time of day to get a hold of you? Mornings, afternoons, evenings? What interests you most about this area? Those are open-ended questions that are really kind of obligatory. People feel more compelled to respond to those types of questions. And then, weaving that into a really strong call to action. Hey, click on this link for more information. I can follow up next Tuesday, or is Wednesday a better day? That's a really short and simple text or email to send out that has an open-ended question. It's short and simple, and it includes a strong call to action. And if you go through our campaign library and our system library and all of the templates that we use, you'll see a lot of our emails and texts are actually written that way. They're short, sweet, to the point, using open-ended questions that are designed to grab their attention and include a call to action. Okay. Now, I personally think that there's a lot of different ways to use high value content to drive them back to your website. So remember, in that call to action, try to think of ways to drive them back to your website. Not only do you want to stop the search, but you want to keep them on your website. So use links that link back to your website. Link them back to resource pages that you've built out. We have a plethora of templates, pages that are already pre-built that you can personalize and then add them to your resource page. Things like vendor guides, buyer guides, seller guides, things like that. Use those resource pages. Create a group of new listings and send them to them. Hey, if you are trying to build out that social proofing on your website, you're blogging. You should be blogging if you're doing that. Use those blogs to drive traffic back to get expert information from that local expert. That's you. So all of those things are great calls to action that include high value content. Okay. So let's start with texting. Some cool things about texting is that one thing to note, here's part of the logistics behind it, is that when you text through the desktop, that is going to go through your smart number, okay? Because remember, your smart number is technically a computer phone number, right? It allows you to make phone calls through a computer. And it's also tied into your system so that it tracks those calls so that you know, and it tracks the outgoing and inbound messages that come from it. So now, as a matter of fact, I'm going to stop and pause here. I'm going to jump into my little demo dashboard here. I want to go over here to my upper right corner. So take a look right over here to where this photo is. I'm using one of my favorite product trainer, Christina Hampton's demo dashboard today. So with Christina's permission, I'm going to show you where her smart number is. Okay. Now your smart number, which is shared by your office and those group of agents, this is the telephone number for the smart number. Okay. The smart number is used to push out communications. So think of it this way. It's not a telephone number that you're going to call. It calls you. So when you come across it for the first time, you're probably going to go, that's an interesting phone number. I wonder what happens when I call it. And you go to call it. You don't need to do that. As a matter of fact, don't do it. Because the smart number is used to push out those communications. It pushes out the text messages, and you can also call through it. So you can call your leads. It's going to go through the smart number when you do that. What you should do, however, and I highly recommend that you do this, is to add your smart number into your phone right now. Go onto your BoldTrail platform and find your smart number and add it as a contact in your phone contacts. Why do you want to do that? Because I'll tell you something. If you get a call from the smart number or a text message, it's a lead on the other line. Okay. You want to make sure that you are answering that phone. So you don't want it to come in as a non-recognized number. As a matter of fact, I always joke and say, give it a fun name, put money as the contact, at the least put my BoldTrail smart number. But when that phone rings, that's money on the other line. So you want to make sure that you're answering any calls or text messages that come through that smart number. You can text in various places. You can text directly from the dashboard of your BoldTrail. You can go into the contact record of your CRM. You can even text through the mobile app. Okay. I always, always, always recommend that you use the smart number as a way to communicate with your leads for a variety of reasons. A couple of the most important ones is that I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. And so having everything associated with that contact nicely added into the contact record is going to make it so much easier for me when I'm going back and making those phone calls or sending those text messages again and again and again. And having that all in the timeline, that contact record, makes that really helpful. So the more that you use the system to make those outbound, that outreach, the more likely your contacts are going to use that smart number to call you. Now you've kind of got this new work number that you can use, which is kind of cool. And it's also storing that activity in the timeline of the contact record. Okay. You can send, they're called canned responses rather than templates. So you'll see them noted as a SMS canned response. That's a text template. So make some that, create some templates that you're going to use over and over again. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I say something like, hey, I found some new listings I think you might like. Check them out. They're in the XYZ area. I say that over and over and over again in a text. Why not add a merge tag to it, which is going to autofill that whoever I send it to's first name, and just make it a template that I can use over and over again. It's going to save me a few clicks. Every click counts, right? And you can even attach files in here. Okay. Now, the thing about texting is there's definitely compliance around that. So in order to make sure that you're staying compliant with the TCPA regulations, make sure that you have permission to text your contacts. So the very best way to get that permission is to have them sign in and opt in through your website. Okay. So when you'll notice, as a matter of fact, let me pull up Christina's website here after a slight but very dramatic pause. Her website will open. We'll come back to it. It's loading. Loading. This is what happens when I'm doing a live demo. Things tend to go a little bit slower. Here we go. It's coming back. Okay. So when they are logging in for the very first time, and I go to run a search, let's make this a little bit smaller so I can access this right here. So say I'm a contact and I'm searching on this website. When I go to log in, not only am I going to be prompted for my email address, so we'll just, add in my email. We'll add in a demo email here. Let's see, how about Justin Timberflake? That's a demo account I haven't used in a while. Inside Real Estate. And we'll just put in my phone number. You guys don't call me. There you go. But you're seeing here that the consent and the text compliancy is built right in. Okay. So when I go to register here, and now I'm logged in, I've opted into that text compliancy. I'm good to go. Okay. So that is something you want to make sure. We've already thought of it for you, but when they do log in, they're opting in. So something to keep in mind. Now, the other thing that's built in, and we're going to go into this in great detail, is that smart assistant. So again, you don't have to really put a whole lot of thought or energy into creating that perfect text or email, because you can use Smart Assistant to do that for you and work with you side by side. Emailing your contacts, again, just as easy. You can email from your activity stream, from the contact record, Smart CRM, mobile app. You can send out an email up to 20 megabytes, right? So you can send that out. And you can also use Smart Assistant. You can send listings through that. I always tell people, out of everything that we send out to your contacts that is automated, things like market reports, seller reports, search alerts are probably one of the most high valued pieces of content that goes out, because it's sending your leads a group of listings that may or may not be of interest to them, but it drives them back to your website. So it's always going to help them come back to your website, keep you top of mind, and again, stop their search. So when you're adding contacts into your database, just keep in mind that we send those search alerts out via emails, okay? So having a good valid email is a really, really important thing, especially when you are wanting to email out search alerts, okay? So the cool thing about using the Smart Assistant is that it does allow you to either use a prompt. We even give you some prompts. So we give you some ideas. Maybe you want to send a check-in message. We'll give you a prompt for that. Maybe you want to send a message to encourage them to schedule a call with you, get their pre-approval, follow-up messages. You'll see one in there that's also that prompts them for LP Mama type questions. LP Mama, for those of you that don't know, is a real estate acronym that is asking questions based on their listing interest, property, location, financing. That's, all of those things that are really important areas of information that you need to gather when you're starting to work with a client for the first time. So even asking those LP Mama questions framed correctly is going to help drive engaging content out to your contacts. So that's what I love about this. But if you have your own custom prompt that you want to use, you can absolutely do that as well. So you'll see the Smart Assistant feature located at the bottom of the text messages and your emails. Okay. All right, as a matter of fact, let's before we jump into playbooks, let me show you where it lives live on the dashboard. So if I go over here to my demo dashboard and let's take a look at Tortilla Swift here. Tortilla Swift has recently been on my website. She was here 8 days ago. And not only was she active on my website, but she was looking at properties. And I know she was looking at properties because here's the property she looked at. And if I want to view the listing, maybe this is where it's my turn to send her some items of high value content. I can immediately email, call. If I have the premium video installed, I can send a video message or text directly from the platform. What's kind of cool is if I go in and call, the system is going to automatically pull up the contact information, the default cell phone number that's in place. If they have multiple cell phone or multiple contact numbers, you can choose from the drop down and you can make the call from the desktop. Remember, this is going to go out through your smart number. Okay. So the first part of this is to click the call now button. And when I click call now, what's going to happen is I'm going to get a phone call from my smart number on my phone. Okay. I'm going to answer the phone. And what's going to happen is BoldTrail is going to then, there's like an automated voice prompt, and it's going to say, we are going to now connect you with your lead. And then you press 1, and it's going to reach out and start dialing up Tortilla Swift. So we don't call your leads first. We call you first, and then we connect you. So you can take a breath, take a beat, and then you can get ready to have your conversation. After you're done speaking with your contact or your lead, please always remember to log the call outcome. This is really important because you need to tell the system what you've done. This not only is going to help you remember the next time you make that phone call, what the important notes and details are, but it's also going to document it in the system. So if you're using like the daily call list that pops up, every day you're going to get an email with a call list. Hey, you need to call this person, and this person for a variety of different reasons. Some of those reasons might be because you've never called them before. How does the system know that you've never called them? Well, you perhaps forgot to log the call outcome. So log the call outcome and determine what your next step is. Now you're working with the system and you're telling them, hey, I called and I actually talked to the contact. So now it's going to settle up on your daily call list. And that person probably isn't going to show up on that call list because you've never called them. You now have. Maybe you tried to call them, but nobody answered. Okay. You didn't leave a message. You left no voicemail. You didn't leave a text. So all of these are really important system prompts so that you're working with the system. So the system is now going to surface up the appropriate daily call list for you. Okay. Tell the system what your next action is. If you called Tortilla Swift and you set up a showing appointment, make sure that you create an appointment here so that you can get it on the calendar. Maybe you have a follow-up task. Oh, Tortilla wants me to call her back in another week. Create a task reminder to call her up so it shows up on your daily calls and task list. So now you are now creating a workflow process because you're making that call simply through the platform. If in fact you decide, no, don't want to use a smart number, Tortilla Swift is only going to answer if I use my personal cell phone number, it's okay. We got you there too. Just make sure you come in here to this section and just log the outcome. You can do the same thing. Okay. So that's how you're making a phone call. You can do the exact same thing by going into the contact record, and you can come over here to the right-hand side where all those action items are for you as a new agent, and you can click the call now button. Again, you're going to be prompted with that prompt to call the contact. And guess what? We even have Smart Assistant that will build out call scripts for you. Remember those LP Mama questions I told you about? Maybe I don't know what to say to her, and I just know I need to find out what areas she's looking for. Does she have financing? So let's see what happens when I craft a call script based on those LP Mama questions. And let's see how long this takes. Again, I'm live, so it's probably going to go a little bit slower, but here it is. There's my LP Mama script. Hey, Tortilla, this is Kelly from ABC Realty. How you doing today? I'm reaching out to discuss your needs in real estate and get some information to help me assist you better. There's your LP Mama questions: location, price range, motivation, agent, mortgage, availability, and amenities. How cool was that? You can create your own prompts. You can use our Smart Assistant to create those, or you can just create your own. Okay, so you can make those new calls here as well. You can also make those calls from your mobile device as well. So if you have not downloaded the mobile app, that is something I highly encourage you to do. From your dashboard, right here, right below your picture, under the download mobile app, there's going to be a prompt here to download the BoldTrail CRM mobile app. This is going to allow you to take your platform on the go. You can get it through the Apple Store or Google Play. Okay. As a matter of fact, you can have the system text you the link for whichever way you want to download it. That's the fastest way to do it. Don't go searching for it. The easiest thing to do is come into your dashboard and text yourself a link. It's going to text yourself a link because the system knows your smart number or your cell phone number. So it's going to text you to your cell phone. How cool is that? Okay. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about playbooks, because again, playbooks, one of my very favorite ways to increase and get and enhance your marketing promotions. It's so easy to use. So if I go back to my BoldTrail platform, I'm going to skip the slides. I'm going to go right into the platform because this is how easy they are. Playbooks allow you to use all of the native features that are really important to use whenever you're promoting your listing, but it's built out in an easy to use step-by-step guide. So let's start with the Promote a Listing playbook. Playbooks are so easy and so visible and so important. We put it right smack dab in the front of your dashboard. So if we go to Promote a New Listing, it's going to open up your playbooks. And remember, it's 7 easy steps. I'm going to walk through each one of them, and I'm going to tell you how you can do it here, but you can also do these independently. So if you wanted to do it outside of a playbook, you can do each one of these using some of the tools we've already talked about, and some that you can learn more about by maybe taking some of our other courses that we have available. So let's just pretend that I have a new listing. I like Rancho Santa Fe. That's a beautiful area in San Diego, California. Let's pretend that I'm the listing agent for this new property on Via del Charro in Rancho Santa Fe. So there's going to be a few things that I'm going to want to do with my new listing every single time that I have a new listing. I want to do these 7 things, right? So let's start promoting it right now. I'm going to click on Start Promoting. The first play, remember there's 7 plays, okay? And this little progress bar is going to keep you on point and tell you how many plays we've done. The first play is I want to let all the agents on my team, or maybe other agents in my office, know that I have a new listing, okay? So let's say that I'm part of a specific team. I can choose my team. I'm part of the training team. So I can choose the team that I'm a part of, and I can send out this new listing announcement. Remember when we talked about templates and how easy they are to use, because they basically are creating that well-crafted content, but it's using merge tags that's going to autofill that information, so you don't have to rewrite that same email over and over again or that text message. That's why I like the templates that are built out. This one's really a nice one. Gives you kind of a preview stage. It's not going to be exactly what it looks like because, of course, it's displaying the merge tags. But this new listing announcement is going to go out to other agents on my team saying, hey, I just got a new listing and I'm looking for new buyers. Here's the details and a couple of buttons. So the first button is going to be the button to the listing itself. It's going to take them over so they can check out the listing on the website, or they can click this second button, which is the Find Matching Buyer button. Now, just for fun, let me duplicate my BoldTrail. So I've got it open in two different windows. And while it's loading there, I want to tell you about the Find Matching Buyer button. There's a concept known as reverse prospecting. And what that means, if you're a brand new agent, never done this before, never heard that concept, what reverse prospecting does is it allows you to take the data that's in your platform, in your CRM, and work backwards to try and find a buyer. So that's this magic Find Matching Buyer button. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to click on this button. It's going to open up into your BoldTrail platform, and it's going to take you to a list of contacts in your contact page that may have search alerts that are set up that match the listing of the listing in your play. So in this property in Rancho Santa Fe at 6852 Via del Soro, if I were to click on this button after I receive this email, it's very possible I might have some buyers that are getting search alerts that may help match them to this listing, right? Those are possible buyers for that listing. What am I going to do with that list if I get this announcement and I do have matching buyers? Well, I'm probably going to reach out to them. I'll probably send them a mass email, or better yet, a mass text. And I'm going to text them. And I might even use this smart assistant to help me. Or maybe I'm just going to craft my own message and say, hey, I know you're looking for a property in Rancho Santa Fe. I have a new listing. It might, there's a new listing on our team that might, check all the boxes. Do you want me to set up a showing for you? How cool would that be? So if you happen to get one of those emails from an agent, one of your fellow agents, because they sent you their new listing announcement, make sure that not only you check out the listing, but see if you have any matching buyers. Now, this works if you have search alerts set up in your BoldTrail that match that criteria. Just another reason to set up some of those automations so that they're getting search alerts sent out from the platform. Okay, so that's a really cool listing announcement. You want to send that out to people in your office, team, or other agents. Now, maybe you don't like this one. Maybe you have your own template that you've created. You can choose from the templates that you've built out and added in here. Little pro tip, if you're going to build out any templates of your own, you can name it whatever you want, but when you go to search for them, you search by the name of the template. And I'll tell you what, again, I cannot remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, but I'm always going to remember my own name. So I always recommend using your initials as a way to find any of the templates that you've created. Just a little pro tip. Okay. If you happen to have premium video, you can even send a BombBomb-like video out to your clients by using that premium video. So you can send this email. Really, it took me a long time to explain it, but really all I have to do is just click the send button. Okay. Maybe it's not something I want to send out right away. I can also skip it. I can move to the next play. So the next play is, hey, do I have any matching buyers in my own database? I sent that new listing announcement out to everybody on my team, see if they have any buyers, but do I have any contacts matching those matching buyers? If I do, well, guess what happens? The system has surfaced up a whole list of all these people right here. They are all set up on search alerts that match this listing criteria. What am I going to do? Well, you bet I'm going to reach out to them. And guess what? We've already built out a text message for you. And all you have to do is click send or schedule. This is going to send a text message. This is going to send or schedule an email. Maybe I only want to send a text message. Come in here and uncheck the schedule and email box and then click send. Okay. So this is something that is, I think, a really unique feature that it really makes it easy for me to isolate and find matching buyers for any new listing that I have. Now, I told you these features are also available independently in your platform. So if I'm in BoldTrail and I'm in the contact section, I can go look for matching buyers myself, because I can come over here to the filters. Let me clear these filters that are here. Hang on one second. Let me uncheck this box. Let me go down here and I can search based on, let's see, which one is this? Property interest. I can come down to property interest in the filters of my contact record, and I have a matching buyer section. All I have to do is enter the listing ID or the MLS address. And I can see if I have any matching buyers that are getting search alerts set up like this, right? So I can pick one. Who knows? Maybe I have one. Let's just do a quick result, see if I have any. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, look, I do. I got a hit. Seth Meyers is getting properties like this one. So this is also a great way to do reverse prospecting right from your dashboard. So again, I can schedule it, or I can skip and go to the next play. So the next series of plays have to do with utilizing tools for lead generation and digital promotion. And the one thing that we know is that we are always trying to find ways to bring people from the digital world onto our website, or from the real world onto our website, right? So from the real world to the digital world. So a text code is a really great way to do that. Remember that smart number that I told you about? Remember the smart number? It's available right over here in your on your platform. There's your smart number. There's Christina's, right? Well, one of the other benefits and tools that you can use the smart number for is to create a custom text code. So when somebody texts whatever that code is, and in this case, it's the beginning of the address of that listing. So they text 6852 via Dell to Christina's smart number. Guess what's going to happen? Because we've built it out for you, they're going to get a link sent back to them automatically on their cell phone with a link to that listing. They can click on it. It'll take them over to Christina's website so they can view that listing. Now, what am I going to do with that text code? I'm going to do anything I want with that text code, because I'm going to put it in places that I want my prospective leads or new leads to be able to access. I'm going to go get a sign writer and put it on my sign. I'm going to add it to a text. I'm going to add the text code with a call to action onto my postcards that I send out, to flyers that I've created. You can get really creative with this. You can maybe even put these in a link in your bio on Instagram, put it on your social media feeds. That is a really great way to utilize text codes. Put it on a park bench ad, a grocery cart ad. I mean, I see ads all over the place. Text this to that to get more information, right? Now, you can change this and you can edit the settings and you can change what the text code is. You might even, instead of wanting to send a link, maybe you just want to send a message. Say, hey, thanks for your interest in my new listing. I'll return your call in 5 minutes. I don't know. You could create whatever text code you wanted to with that response. So you can either have it automatically send the link back, or maybe create a message that works. Okay. Can you build your own additional text codes? Yes, you can. How many text codes can I build? As many as you want. Is this a paid service? No, it's included. So you can use your smart number to create as many text codes as you want. But we already built one out for you for this listing, because remember, we're in a playbook. Okay. Maybe I don't want to use my text code right now. I'm going to skip this one. Now, we do have a service in our marketplace. This is my little pitch for Property Boost, because it's one of my favorite add-ons to the platform. Okay, this one does cost a little bit of money, but it's very reasonable, and it's something that's really easy to do that shows a great amount of value, because it sets up automated social media ads for you. And it's great to show your sellers that you're invested in listing their property and marketing it with the top of the line lead generation. And it's nothing that you have to do except invest a little bit of time to set it up, which basically means fill out the form, and then let us do all the heavy lifting. Okay. It's going to help you build brand awareness, generate some qualified leads. And it's very, very reasonable. Okay. It's very reasonable. The cool thing about Property Boost ads is that you can do something like a one-off ad. Maybe you've got an upcoming open house for this new listing and you just want to promote the open house. You can create an open house Property Boost. Maybe you want to have a Property Boost that runs for the whole life cycle of that listing, from coming soon, just listed, open house, price reduction, pending, to sold. Those are all different stages of the life cycle of a listing, right? That's why they say listings last, because there's all these marketing opportunities. You can have a Property Boost ad run through the whole life cycle of that listing if you want. I tell you what, if you're just dipping your toe into paid advertising, Property Boost is the one to start on. But it does cost a little bit, so you do have to be aware of that. So if you want to do this yourself, go create a landing page or a squeeze page and post it on your own. Put it on your own Facebook. Run your own Facebook ads. We'll do it for you, or you can do it yourself. And guess what? If we skip this play and jump right into the digital promotion tools, we already built them out for you. We have a lot of resources and tools and training sessions, training webinars that will go into really great detail on how to build out and leverage your landing pages and squeeze pages. But because this is a playbook, I want to show you really how easy it is and that they're already built for you. So for example, this landing page. A landing page is, let's just look and see what this landing page looks like. I'm going to copy it. Okay. It's already pre-built for you. All I have to do is copy it. I'm going to go over to a brand new window and I'm going to paste it and go to the landing page. This is a beautiful page. It's a just listed for my new listing with a description of the property that pulls straight from the MLS. It's got the beds and baths, square footage. What's missing? More pictures and the price. In order to get those pictures and the price, they have to cough up their email and hopefully their cell phone number. Okay. So this is something that I can use to generate leads. And all I have to do is take this link, copy it, and go post it on Facebook, create a Facebook post out of it. In your playbook, we actually have auto posters built right in. So if I click on Facebook post, it's opening my Facebook and it's generating a Facebook post for me. All I have to do at this point is add a call to action. Hey, I've got a new listing in Rancho Santa Fe. Click on the image below to check it out. I'm not going to do that because this isn't my listing, but you see how easy it was? That's an auto poster that we have built right in. Super, super easy to get your listings out there. You can post on X, you can post on Pinterest, maybe just copy it yourself and go post it on LinkedIn or put it in the bio section of your Instagram. Get as creative as you want. A squeeze page is a little different than a landing page because remember the landing page actually has them opt in and sign in on your register on your website first before they get to see the price and pictures. But what a squeeze page does, let's go ahead and take the copy of the link for the squeeze page and we'll paste and go to that squeeze page. The squeeze page is actually a link to where that listing lives on Christina's website. Okay. So that's why they call it a squeeze page. We're squeezing them back to Christina's website. Okay. Remember, we want to stop the search. In order to do that, we need to stop the search on your website. So we'll give it a hot minute to load. Again, taking its time because I'm here live. So when you are searching on, when you're using landing pages and squeeze pages, just note that there is a difference. The squeeze page link will take them to the listing on your website. They're still going to have to log in and register, but a landing page has them register first and then takes them to the listing. Okay. There's even a Craigslist auto poster in here. We've got a short little video tour. Again, you can auto post that out to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Let's take a look and see what the virtual tour looks like. See if maybe I've got too many things open. That could be one of the reasons that it's slow loading. Oh, here it is. So here's my new listing tour. What a great little page to have to grab and go, right? It's got the photos. It's got a tour. It's shareable. It's got a map. It's got some really cool stuff built into it. What am I going to do with this? I'm going to post on my social media. I'm going to share the link. Maybe I create a text code that when they text the word tour to my smart number, I'm going to send them the link to this tour. How cool is that? You know, the thing to remember about those text codes, and I don't think I mentioned this, is that let me go to where you can actually see your text codes. In the lead engine, which is where all of your lead generation tools live, like squeeze pages and landing pages, things like that. The call capture tool, if I can say it correctly, I'm a little tongue-tied today. Call capture, let's see if it's in here. Here it is, lead engine, call capture, and text. That's where the text codes live, okay? So as you can see here, I can add a new text code. These are all text codes that Christina's already built out, okay? So you can add as many as you want. It doesn't cost anything. You can add them. One of the benefits of using these text codes, not only does it create that automated response that goes out, but it captures their phone number. So if I go over to my contacts, let's see if I have any actual, let's clear out this search that I ran. It's always going to save that previous search. If I have any contacts, and I don't know if I have any on my database that are phone number only. Sometimes you'll see contacts that come in that only have, like this one right here. This only has a phone number. That's because they didn't come to my website and sign up, because you have to use your email to sign up there. This was a call capture. That means we captured this because they came in using the smart number, and we captured that phone number. Could have been a text code. Maybe they found the smart number on my website and they called it looking, about a property or something. We're going to capture that phone number and add that as a new phone lead for you. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's go back to our plays. So we've talked about landing pages, squeeze page, text codes, all those digital promotion tools, tours. Now you can start impressing your sellers, because if it's your new listing, one of the things you want to do on a regular basis is you want to notify your seller of all the hard work that you've done. Whew, I broke a sweat on this playbook already, right? I mean, see how easy it is? My seller doesn't know that. My seller thinks I've spent hours and hours and hours doing all of this, working hard to get their listing promoted, when actually I'm using my BoldTrail to do it a little better, faster, and smarter. But I want to share that information with my seller. So I want to start sending a seller traffic report. So all I have to do is come in here and find my contact, my seller. Let's see if it's Tortilla Swift here. Let's say it's her that's selling this listing. And when I add the name of the contact, you can see the preview of what that seller report's going to look like. It's an email that goes out, and it's a weekly email. It's like a traffic report that says, hey, this is how many open houses I've done. This is how many online views have come in on your website. This is how many contacts have favorited your property. There's this property starting to get some traction here. So this is really great information that I would want to share with my seller on a regular basis. It's now automated for me. Okay, so now it's going to go out to my contacts that as part of the seller traffic report. Now, can I send this out on my own? Sure thing. As I told you, all of these are based on features that are available in the platform itself. So again, if I wanted to set up this seller report on my own, maybe I didn't run a playbook. Maybe I just want to jump straight to Tortilla Swift here, and I want to go into her contact record and I want to set up a seller report. I can go over here to her contact record from the contact section. I can scroll down to where the seller report is and add in the MLS ID for her property, click add, and it's going to start sending out that weekly seller report. But I used a playbook and did it a little bit faster. And I also didn't let things slip through the cracks, because sometimes, when you get a new listing, there's a laundry list of things you need to do to promote it. So I don't want those things to slip through the cracks, because these 7 plays are probably the most crucial things you can do to market and stay connected with and impress your sellers and get that listing sold. And the final play that you want to enact and enable is the smart campaigns. Remember, a smart campaign is a workflow process. It's a series of actionable steps. Think of them as like action items, like send an email out, send a text message out. Maybe there's a task reminder for you as an agent. Maybe there's a call reminder. Maybe you want something to happen outside of your website. Maybe on day 30, you want a postcard to go out because you are part of a third-party postcard program, send out card, something like that. You can create a digital webhook that actually prompts something to happen outside the system. That's a little bit more advanced, but you can do it. Most of the time, it's emails and text messages that you're automating, and task reminders and call reminders. Those are part of smart campaigns. And because there's so many different ways that you're going to outreach to the different types of contacts that you have, you could have a smart campaign for just about every type of conversation you want or any type of lead that you have. So it's really important that when you are setting up smart campaigns, maybe you built your own smart campaign. And it's specific to people that are moving into this area. Maybe this is a very prestigious area. People that move to Rancho Santa Fe in San Diego, California, that's a very luxury lifestyle that they lead. And so it's a beach community. It's a it's a golf course community. And maybe there's specific emails and text messages that I want to send out that have been handcrafted to really promote the lifestyle of living in that area. That's engaging content that I can use to send out to my clients. So if I've taken the time to create that smart campaign, I want to ensure that every lead that I generate, because I use those digital promotion tools, remember that text code, that landing page, that squeeze page that I used, I want to make sure that all those leads that I'm generating that were interested in this property are going on that smart campaign. So especially if you've created your own smart campaign, choose the smart campaign that you want them to be assigned to. And this will ensure that any new contacts created as a result of this playbook get assigned to that smart campaign. You don't even have to worry about it. It's a set it and forget it. If it doesn't matter that much to you and you're like, no, I trust the system, I'll just let the system set it up based on the defaults, just click use that default campaign. Okay. So again, I just ran through 7 very important steps to list every single property. And in the 15 minutes maybe that it took me to explain to you how to use this playbook, you probably could have ran through this playbook in about 5 minutes. Now, the cool thing about this, another cool thing about these playbooks, is that you can track the results. So you can go into the playbook results at any time. You can see which plays you've completed. Maybe there's plays that are still outstanding that you need to run. And you can see any contacts that have activity based on these playbook results. Okay. So this is really a nice feature. Plus there's a little quick sheet in here. So maybe you just want to get to the digital stuff and you're like, I don't remember which play it was. I don't want to open up and find that play. I just want the landing page. Well, any of the digital links that we've created for you or the generated links, they'll show up on this quick sheet for you. And all you have to do is come over here and you can grab and go any of this. There's that virtual tour. There's a link to the property. There's that landing page and that squeeze page that we built. It also gives me a nice friendly reminder that I did not notify my agents and that I did not reach out to my contacts that are matching buyers. Might want to go back and finish off those plays. That's how easy it is to use the Promote a Listing playbook. Now, as I mentioned, all of these steps from making a squeeze page, creating your own landing page, all of these things can be done from your tools or your features that are built into BoldTrail. But if you're trying to utilize the system in the most efficient way, I highly encourage that you go into the Promote a Listing playbook. Now, if for those of you that are brand new and you're like, oh, Kelly, some of these tools in here are really cool, but I don't have any listings. Can I still use the Promote a New Listing playbook? Little bit about these. Yes, you can. Technically speaking, you absolutely can promote any listing that displays in here, whether they're your own listings, whether they're your team listings, or company listings. You will be able to pull in any listings that are displayed in here and promote them. The question about compliancy about promoting them, that is best left up to your broker. Make sure that you have permission from the listing agent and the broker before you start promoting those listings. So for that reason and that reason alone, you may not use every single play that's in there, but you might be trying to find some buyers. So you might want to try and attract some buyers from some of the plays that are in here. But you're certainly not going to set up a seller report, right? Probably not going to notify agents if it's not your listing. So skip those plays. And what if you're like, well, Kelly, these are really great, but I don't have time to run every single playbook today. Can I come back and do it again and pick up where I left off? Absolutely. You can revisit or continue a playbook as long as that listing is active. So once you start one, you'll see a list of all of the playbooks that I've started, and I'll be able to go back into them and view that playbook and pick up where I left off and start those plays over again. That's how easy it is to use a playbook. Okay. So now we have a couple of other playbooks for those of you that are just getting started, not just on promoting a listing, But there is a couple of playbooks in here that I want to highlight. I'm not going to go into great detail on them, but I do want to highlight them because they're also important. If you're just getting started and you're like, Kelly, I'm just building out my database, but I do have a list of people in my sphere of influence. How do I get started organizing and working those leads? Well, you can use the Gather Your Sphere playbook to get organized. So it's a really great way to get those types of contacts into the system and get them categorized into groups. You're going to use hashtags as a way to start grouping them. And because we already know that sending out those high value automated activities like search alerts, market reports, some of those automations is crucial to stopping their search, you can even use this playbook to set up alerts and start opening or start up some of those automations. So you have any questions at all, use the FAQs, reach out to support, ask questions, but I highly encourage you to gather your sphere. Once your sphere has been uploaded into the platform, then you can start working your sphere to start building relationships and staying top of mind. So in this case, we've added some hashtags to 70 of people in our sphere of influence. We've got movie night as a hashtag, PTA, neighbors. We've got several groups going, and now I can use this to create some targeted outreach. So this play will walk you through step by step how to start building those relationships to stay top of mind and stop the search. So with that, I think this is probably a good place to stop and pause. I know I kind of skipped through some of our slides here. So let me jump in here to the end of our slide deck, because before we go, we always want to encourage you to give us your feedback. So if you don't mind, grab your phone, scan this QR code, and tell us how we did. We're always looking for ways to improve. I know that EXP takes your feedback very seriously. So please take a moment to fill out this quick survey. It's going to help us bring you better content and keep EXP posted. So I wanted to thank you for joining us today and trusting us to be a part of your journey. We know that you have a choice. We believe BoldTrail is that choice, and we look forward to seeing you on our next webinar. That said, I think it's time to log off and maybe go sell